They've lied to you. The phrase, "as above, so below," isn't just mystical poetry or something you see in New Age memes. It's a forgotten key, a blueprint that unlocks how reality truly works. And what you've heard? It barely scratches the surface. This ancient Hermetic axiom isn't symbolic fluff. It's a law of consciousness, a mirror between your inner world and the outer universe. And once you understand it, really understand it, your life can never go back to what it was. The phrase originates from Hermetic philosophy, wisdom said to be passed down by Hermes Trismegistus, the mythical sage who merged mysticism, science, and spirit. As above, so below, as within, so without. It sounds poetic, but it's not abstract. It's literal. It means what happens on one level of existence reflects on all other levels. What you think shapes what you experience. What's happening in the stars has echoes in your body. What lives in your heart echoes through your life. This isn't spiritual optimism, it's a law of structure. Take a look at fractals in nature. The branches of a tree resemble lightning bolts. Your lungs mirror river systems. Snowflakes and galaxies follow the same geometrical principles. From the smallest cell to the cosmic web, repetition, order, intelligence. As above, so below is encoded into the very geometry of creation. But this is the part they don't want you to realize. This principle gives you power, because if the outer world reflects the inner, then your internal state isn't just emotional, it's generative. You shape the world you walk in by what you carry inside. When you're confident, focused, clear, reality starts arranging itself in alignment. When you're chaotic, fearful, scattered, the world pushes back with resistance. Hermetics didn't treat this as a metaphor. They treated it as the first law of creation. Think about how this shows up in your life. Ever notice that the more grateful you feel, the more you receive? Or that fear creates more things to be afraid of? Or how anger spreads through your day like a virus? Your internal state is a broadcast, and reality is always listening. You're in constant conversation with the universe, whether you're aware of it or not. And that's the key: awareness. The more conscious you become of this process, the more you can use it. You stop reacting. You start creating. But there's more, much more. Because this principle doesn't just explain your personal life, it explains the entire architecture of reality. From the mechanics of galaxies to the wiring of your brain, modern science is slowly catching up with what ancient mystics already knew. And in the next part, we're going to show you exactly how. What if everything you've been taught to see as separate is actually one and the same? What if the spiritual and the scientific, the mystical and the material aren't opposites, but reflections? Because once you understand the Hermetic principle of as above, so below, you start to see something incredible. Modern science is finally confirming what ancient mystics already knew. Let's begin with fractals. These endlessly repeating patterns exist at every level of reality, in the structure of galaxies, in river systems, in the branching of trees, in your lungs and brain. Zoom in or zoom out, and you see the same pattern. Self-similar, infinite, intelligent. This is not random. It's mathematical harmony. It's the universe revealing its architecture through beauty. Fractals are physical proof that the macrocosm mirrors the microcosm. As above, so below, written into nature's code. Now let's talk about quantum entanglement, a phenomenon in which two particles, once connected, remain connected, no matter how far apart they are. Change the state of one, and the other responds instantly, even if they're galaxies apart. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. But to Hermeticists, it's just the natural law of interconnectedness. You are not separate from the universe. Every thought, every action, every vibration you emit echoes outward. The micro reflects the macro, and the macro, the micro. We're not talking metaphors anymore. This is physics. Then there's the theory of the holographic universe. It suggests that the entire universe may be like a hologram, where each fragment contains the whole. Just like in a holographic image, if you break off a piece, the entire image still lives in that fragment. Sound familiar? As above, so below. As within, so without. What exists on a cosmic scale also exists in the tiniest particle. What lives in the all lives in you. Your DNA contains the code of the stars. Your thoughts ripple through time. This is not fantasy. It's a radical reunion of ancient truth and modern discovery. Even psychology is catching up. Carl Jung, the legendary Swiss psychologist, devoted much of his life to what he called synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that reflect the link between your inner world and outer events. He believed that the psyche and matter were not disconnected, but joined by an unseen current. He once said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." And with that, he echoed the core of Hermetic teaching. Because awakening doesn't mean escape, it means alignment. Now think about this. Why do you feel drawn to the stars? Why do certain patterns repeat in your life, your body, your dreams? Why does ancient sacred geometry appear in both flowers and galaxies? Because nothing is random. Because creation follows rhythm. Because as above, so below is not an idea. It's a cosmic law. And here's the part most people miss. If the universe mirrors itself at every level, then you are not just a speck in the cosmos. You are the cosmos, expressing itself in human form. The same intelligence that forms stars beats in your heart. The same geometry that shapes spiral galaxies moves through your cells. So when you change within, the outside must change too. This is why spiritual transformation isn't just personal, it's universal. When you begin to live in alignment with this truth, life stops feeling chaotic. You start to see patterns. You begin to trust timing. You listen more, fear less. Because you're no longer a victim of circumstance. You're a conscious participant in an intelligent, interconnected design. And once you know that, you can't unknow it. You begin to walk differently, choose differently, breathe differently. Because now you know everything is connected, everything is alive, everything is reflecting something deeper. And in part 3, we'll dive into that depth, how the mind and matter are not opposites, but partners, how energy becomes form, and how every thought, belief, and emotion you carry becomes the blueprint of your life. One of the greatest illusions we've been sold is that the physical and the spiritual are separate. That spirit is light and intangible, while matter is dense, heavy, and lifeless. But Hermetic wisdom teaches something radically different. Spirit and matter are not opposites. They're two forms of the same substance, two reflections of the same divine essence. Think of it like this. Energy and matter are interchangeable. Einstein proved this with E equals to mc2. Matter is energy, slowed down. Now pair that with Hermetic philosophy. It's not just your body that holds energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, your intentions all vibrate. And that vibration isn't metaphorical, it's creative. Your inner state sends out ripples into the physical world. What lives in your heart and mind begins to shape what you experience. Ever feel anxious and suddenly everything around you feels off? Ever walk into a room full of tension and feel it in your body? This is as within, so without in motion. The internal becomes external. The invisible becomes visible. The energetic becomes physical. We tend to think thoughts are harmless, just noise inside the brain. But thoughts are architects. They organize emotion, they generate chemistry, they program your behavior, and over time, they sculpt your life. Science calls this neuroplasticity. Your brain physically rewires itself based on your thinking patterns. Hermetics called it the law of correspondence. Your inner world mirrors your outer reality. Different language, same universal law. Let's take it further. Your habits, your actions, your decisions, however small, are vibrational signatures. Your daily rituals, your level of discipline, the way you speak to yourself. All of it adds up. And over time, it doesn't just change you, it changes how the world responds to you. You become aligned, you become magnetic, you become clear. So, what does it mean to live this principle? It means you stop looking out there to change your life and start with what's in here. You shift your focus from reaction to responsibility, from blaming the world to aligning your energy, from feeling powerless to becoming a conscious creator, because you are not separate from the world. You are the world, expressing itself through you. And when your inner world becomes a place of harmony, your outer world begins to reflect it. That's not magic, that's the law. So how do you actually live the principle of as above, so below? How do you align your daily life with the rhythms of the cosmos? It starts with one simple shift, recognizing that everything is connected, from your breath to your thoughts, from the movement of planets to your morning routine. You are part of the same web. Hermetics teaches that harmony doesn't happen by accident. It's a result of conscious living. That means choosing presence over distraction, stillness over noise, intention over impulse. It doesn't require perfection. It requires awareness. And the more aware you become, the more aligned you feel. Here's how you begin integrating as above, so below into your life. Observe without judgment. Begin to notice your patterns, your moods, your habits, your emotional triggers. They're not flaws, they're feedback. They show you what's out of sync. Align your environment, clean your space, beautify your surroundings. Your physical environment is a mirror of your mind. Clarity in one brings clarity to the other. Set energetic anchors. Use music, scent, light, or ritual to shift your energy. Simple things like lighting a candle with intention or creating a morning rhythm help attune your mind to higher order. Listen to your body. The body is the densest layer of consciousness. Tension, fatigue, discomfort, they all speak. Start responding instead of suppressing. Honor your cycles. You are not meant to be in constant motion. Like the moon, you have phases, wax and wane. Align your actions with your energy instead of fighting it. Reclaim sacred silence. We live in a noisy world. Silence is not emptiness, it's space for wisdom to speak. Try 10 minutes a day. Let stillness become your sanctuary. Speak with intention. Words are spells. Every phrase you say shapes the energetic field around you. Speak as if your voice is creating reality, because it is. Practice presence. True power lives in the now. Your mind may pull you to the past or the imagined future, But life only happens in this breath. Anchor yourself here. These aren't hacks. They're sacred recalibrations. When you align with universal rhythm, you stop chasing alignment. You start embodying it, and you begin to notice something incredible. The right people arrive without force. Clarity replaces confusion, synchronicity becomes normal, peace shows up without needing to be earned, because now you're not fighting life, you're flowing with it. But living in alignment isn't just about peace, it's about responsibility. If your outer world reflects your inner one, then your life isn't just something that happens to you, it's something you're co-creating every day. That's not a burden, that's a gift, because it means you have the power to shift anything by shifting your vibration. The real work isn't about controlling the external, it's about mastering the internal. And through that mastery, everything around you begins to move. Want to know if you're aligned? Look at your patterns. Do your relationships nourish or drain you? Do your days feel like flow or resistance? Is your body carrying tension or lightness? All of it speaks. All of it mirrors. Your outer reality is always trying to tell you something about your inner world. The question is, are you listening? And here's where the principle goes even deeper. When you align yourself, you start affecting others without even trying. You walk into a room and shift the energy. You show up in calm and others soften. You radiate truth and others feel safe to be honest. This is how alignment becomes leadership, not through control, but through resonance. The most powerful transformation is quiet. It doesn't shout, it radiates. And when more of us live this way, not as gurus, but as grounded, real humans walking in truth, that's when the collective begins to shift. You don't need to fix the world, you just need to become a living example of harmony. And the rest ripples out, because the universe is built on resonance, and your vibration matters. So let this be your reminder. As above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. It's not just a phrase. It's a blueprint. It's a compass. It's a sacred truth hiding in plain sight. And now, you've remembered it. You've felt it. So live it. If this series awakened something in you, there's more waiting. Join Insights Academy, our free newsletter where we dive deeper into Hermetic wisdom, unseen laws, and ancient teachings we can't post openly. You'll also get a free digital copy of the Kybalion, a cornerstone of esoteric thought. Link is in the description. And if this message spoke to you, speak back, like, comment, and share it. Let the resonance expand, because your voice, your attention, your energy, they all shape the field we live in. Now go live in alignment. Breathe with the rhythm of the cosmos. And remember, you are the mirror, you are the spark, you are the microcosm of all that is.